But this isn't about a city, a house, or even a job. This is about your divine positioning. Chosen one, listen carefully. You didn't just stumble across this message. God sent you here because He's preparing to move you, not gently, not slowly, but through a force that tears you open to rebuild you. You don't have much time. The final phase is approaching, and yes, it will feel like a ripping. But that tearing is surgical, not accidental. It's the painful part of purpose, where what no longer fits must be removed. You've asked for elevation. You've cried out for answers. But now comes the price. The breaking before the blessing. The stretch before the settlement. The relocation before the revelation. God is not just changing your environment. He's rebuilding the version of you that's capable of carrying the assignment ahead. And here's the truth. You will not be able to stay where you are. Not spiritually, not mentally, not emotionally, because your old space can't hold your next power. Right now, I need you to complete 3 things before we go further. Press the like button. This aids in the urgent messages dissemination. Help us achieve 70,000 subscribers by subscribing. Comment on 99. This signals the cosmos that you're ready and releases strong energy. You will see this through to the conclusion if you are really selected. This is for you, and your soul already knows it. You may lose the opportunity to live through this awakening if you turn away now. However, your life will never be the same if you listen and remain. The last phase is here, so get ready. Let's get started. The tearing of God, a sacred dissolution. An important word is coming straight from the top. God Himself has said, "I will tear you soon." This is not a warning, but a holy prelude, a sacred dismantling of all that you are in order to rebuild yourself. The tears will be deep, unfiltered, and very intimate. You'll feel as if everything you've held on to and known is being taken away, leaving just the essence of who you really are. This shredding is a necessary cleansing that prepares you for your rebirth, not a kind of retribution. When a sculptor works on a block of marble, the rough edges must be broken in order for the masterpiece to be revealed. God is doing just that for you, removing the layers of fear, uncertainty, and past trauma so that your inner light may shine more brightly than before. Yes, it hurts, but it's also the start of something very remarkable. This divine ripping is evidence that you are special to the cosmos and that you are selected. It's critical to recognize that this process is actual and inevitable. It is not symbolic nor discretionary. The heavenly hand is at work, and its effects will be felt in every part of your life. The change is coming regardless of how much you oppose it. The good news is that those who accept their suffering will discover a strength and independence they never imagined. So have your head and heart ready. The opportunity to soar beyond all you believed yourself to be is approaching, along with the divine tear. Your call is urgent. There is not much time left. It is no coincidence that you are here. Long before you breathed your first breath, you were selected. This is a divine calling that is ingrained in your soul and engraved in the sky. However, there is not much time left to answer this call. You are aware that time is running out, and now more than ever, you must act quickly. This is a time for bravery and dedication, not for hesitancy or uncertainty. Remember the times you felt different, the quiet moments when you knew you were destined for something more. God was preparing you for this very time with those hints and whispers. All of those pieces are now coming together to make a single, potent truth. Your change has to occur right now, or it might be lost. A cosmic event that will affect every chosen soul on the planet is approaching, and the countdown is real. The pressure you experience is a precious reminder that your journey is distinct and essential, not simply stress. You have been chosen by the Almighty, which entails privilege and duty. Distractions must leave, burdens must be released, and your whole attention must be on this holy trip. The moment to rise is rapidly coming, and you have been selected. The Nisek portal, the doorway to your future. The Nisek portal, a mysterious entrance unlike anything you have ever encountered, is at the center of your metamorphosis. This is a genuine, bodily transition that you have to go through. It is neither a metaphor nor a fiction. The Nisek portal is the line separating your former self from the shining being you were meant to be. It will be difficult to cross, but it is necessary. Picture yourself in front of a huge gate that is ablaze with heavenly light, a doorway that holds the promise of awakening and significant transformation. But in order to get in, You have to let go of all you know, including your doubts, ego, and worries. The Nisek portal offers a rebirth that will raise you beyond mortal constraints, but it also requires complete vulnerability and trust. All selected souls must endure this holy test, which few comprehend. This gateway was not created by accident or human design. Rather, it is a supernatural threshold established by God Himself. Every aspect of your existence will be permanently changed as you pass through. Your heart will open, your intellect will widen, and your soul will discover its own purpose. Your doorway to fate is the Nisek portal. Are you prepared to take the lead? Type Amen to embrace the angel's blessings. Show your support by giving super thanks up to $20. Holy pain, the transformational crucible. It is never painless to undergo true change. The road to your greatest self is strewn with hardship, self-denial, and profound suffering. Your current suffering, the waves of bewilderment and heartache, are indicators of growth rather than failure. This suffering is sacred. Only the purest form of who you are remains when imperfections are melted away by the holy fire. Imagine a butterfly battling to escape its cocoon. Without that struggle, its wings wouldn't become stronger, and it wouldn't make it through the next flight. Your suffering is simultaneously your test, your crucible, and your metamorphosis. You are becoming a new person with wings strong enough to fly with every tear you shed, restless night, and moment of uncertainty. We are also connected to our humanity and divinity via pain. It pushes us to submit to a greater authority and shatters our delusions of control. Despite its difficulty, this surrender leads to unthinkable freedom and progress. Therefore, accept the suffering. It is a sacred journey and a divine rite of passage. Type Amen to embrace the angel's blessings. Show your support by giving super thanks up to $20. Divine reshaping. Realistic, dramatic transformation. Your mind, body, and soul will all be physically reshaped by God's hand in ways that are perceptible to your senses. This metamorphosis is not only spiritual poetry or symbolic language. This is a profound, realistic shift that will affect all aspects of your life. In addition to pushing your physical boundaries and raising your mind above everyday reality, it will awaken latent aspects of you. You could remember times in your life when an incomprehensible event occurred, such as an epiphany, a change in perspective, or an intense outburst of emotion. God's hand is preparing you with these fingerprints. The last reshaping is now complete. You will feel it in your heartbeat, see it in your thoughts, and feel it in your bones. This is the most personal kind of divine interaction. It's similar to how a skilled artisan transforms an unpolished stone into an invaluable diamond. Although the process will be intensive and even confusing, it is proof that God Himself is directly in charge of you. Have faith in this process. It will be the greatest gift you will ever experience. Childhood reverberations, signposts on your journey. The Almighty marked you for this path from the beginning. There were indications in your early years, moments of deep realization, inexplicable sensations of otherness, or strange experiences that made you unique. Even if your recollections may be dim or buried deep inside your subconscious, God prepared you via these early experiences, sowing seeds that are now ready to grow. Recall those silent times when you sensed a connection to something bigger than yourself, a whisper or presence that only a select few could comprehend. These events were actual milestones on your road, even if you may have written them off as imagination or dreams. The moment has come to properly resurrect these memories and comprehend their importance. Your early years were not typical. Rather, they served as a holy training ground and preparatory area. Your commitment will be strengthened and your connection to the divine mission ahead will be strengthened if you revisit and embrace those times. You are being called forward by the past. Are you going to respond? Complete rebirth, soul, body, and mind rejuvenated. This metamorphosis will permeate every part of your existence. It is not far nor abstract. Your body will pick it up via abrupt energy shifts, inexplicable pains, or emotional outbursts. Your brain will struggle with novel viewpoints and difficult queries, and a strong desire to rise and escape will awaken in your spirit. Anxiety, anger, and despair are among the unpleasant feelings that many individuals feel more of at this period. These emotions are signs that something is changing deep within of you. They are not your adversary. These feelings get you ready for the huge shift that lies ahead. Much like the shaking that occurs before a big earthquake, it will be essential to learn to recognize and control these emotions. You are being invited to fully integrate this experience, to feel it profoundly, to accept it truthfully, and to let it change you from the inside out. This is a voyage of complete rebirth rather than a partial enlightenment. Your body, mind, and spirit will all be restored, healed, and brought into harmony with your greatest purpose. Global awakening, a global occurrence. This is not unique to you. Numerous additional selected souls are concurrently undertaking this metamorphosis all across the world. This is a global awakening, a coordinated heavenly occurrence that cuts beyond national boundaries, linguistic barriers, and cultural differences. The Nisek portal will open and the change will start anywhere there is a heart that is linked to God. This collective awakening is unprecedented in history and will affect every part of the planet like a tidal wave. People that are spiritually connected will experience an increase in strength, consciousness, and purpose. The process, a spiritual reset that will align mankind with a greater destiny, may cause some people to feel overwhelmed or frightened, but this is a normal aspect of it. It may be consoling and empowering to know that you are a part of this worldwide movement. A wide network of Holy Spirits are linked to you, and they are all ascending together. Together, you will change the course of history and carry out the holy purposes that God Himself has established. Taking on the dark storm, an endurance test. Be ready for a rush of negative feelings, such as perplexity, rage, fear, and despair. This abrupt descent is a test of your spiritual fortitude rather than a punishment. It's how the universe forces you to face your inner demons and shake off previous relationships. Although this storm will be violent, it will also serve as your doorway to light. Imagine it as the darkest hour before sunrise, the night before daybreak. These negative feelings will test your limitations, but you will come out stronger and more focused if you can stay calm and fight the impulse to flee or give up. Your faith, fortitude, and willingness to change will all be put to the test in this situation. Keep in mind that every obstacle you face during this time is transient and intentional. To draw attention to the brilliance of your developing force, the darkness is an essential contrast. Know that God's light is leading you through the storm, and fearlessly face these feelings. Divine guidance for the portal, concentration, and purity. God's instructions for this holy voyage are precise and unambiguous. Avoid wearing anything composed of metal or hard materials if you want to enter the Nisek portal completely and securely. These may obstruct the passage of divine energy through you. In a similar vein, avoid eating meals high in copper or using drugs that might make you asleep or diminish your awareness. It's important to reduce distractions. God requires your whole attention and presence. This entails letting rid of things that divert you from your goal, such as technology, unhealthy relationships, and mental clutter. You will be able to handle the powerful forces of change more easily and clearly if your physical and mental surroundings are pure. The goal of adhering to these guidelines is protection, not limitation. Imagine it like fine-tuning a fragile instrument before a big show. Your change will be more harmonic and potent the more aligned and clear you are. The mirror ritual, alignment of the soul. The mirror ritual is one of the most effective techniques to be ready for this celestial voyage. Put your hands lightly on the mirror's surface, stand in front of it, shut your eyes, and begin a deep meditation. This simple yet deep practice can assist you in facing your own self, shedding delusions, and bringing your soul into harmony with God's desire. Allow yourself to confront the aspects of yourself that are unsure, scared, or wounded throughout this ritual. Express your willingness to let go and change, either quietly or out loud. Your soul's preparedness to accept the shift is reflected in the mirror, which serves as a holy gateway. Your strength and clarity will increase if you follow this routine every day. It helps you connect with your inner divine light and gets your heart ready to bravely and gracefully enter the Nisek portal. Supernatural being, take advantage of your strength. You're not like the others. You were created by heavenly hands for a purpose that goes beyond the ordinary. You are a supernatural entity. It's time to let go of all the reluctance, guilt, and doubt that have prevented you from moving on. You are capable of far more than you think, the ability to create, heal, and change the world. Remind yourself that you are selected whenever doubt starts to sneak in. Your light is more needed than ever, and your path is a part of a larger plan. That radiance is only diminished when you doubt yourself. Instead, decide to soar with confidence, knowing that you have heavenly help at every turn. Recall the tales of sages and heroes throughout history. None of them began flawlessly. They all had to deal with pain, uncertainty, and anxiety. Their faith and will to keep going were what gave them strength. You are not any different. Get up immediately. The crossroads, accept or oppose. This is your turning point. You may either accept your fate or revert to your old habits. You are welcome to enter the Nisek portal, which is now open. Your life has been filled with a genuine, pressing, and unavoidable calling. This is your once-in-a-lifetime chance to discover your true self. Don't allow your previous mistakes or fear stop you. Rebirth and release from all your bonds are provided via the gateway. This is your opportunity to completely embody your divine destiny and power. You are moving closer to grandeur and freedom with each step you take through this doorway. Now is your time. The cosmos has worked together to lead you to this point. Will you pick up the phone and enter the portal, or will you ignore it? You have an option, but keep in mind that the gateway never stops. Give in to the flow, prevent disintegration. Pain and bewilderment are only prolonged by resistance. The divine ripping will still occur, but it will happen more forcefully if you delay or cling to familiar identities or comfort zones. God welcomes change rather than imposing it. Deeper misery and spiritual disintegration may result from declining this call. Imagine it as a river that flows towards the ocean. If you fight against the flow, you will struggle and get exhausted. However, you arrive at your objective with grace and ease if you give up and go with the flow. You will simply experience greater suffering and postpone your ascent if you resist the change. Have faith that this difficult procedure is meant to provide you the most strength and health possible. Give up your fear and hesitancy. Enter the heavenly river voluntarily, and let yourself be lifted to the next phase of your life. You must let go of your worldly attachments, rage, and hate in order to enter the Nisek portal and finish your metamorphosis. Your soul is burdened and your perspective is obscured by these feelings and connections, which function as shackles. Letting them go is about allowing yourself to go on, not about forgetting. Imagine lugging around a bulky rucksack full of rocks. Every attachment, hatred, and grudge is a stone that will make your trip more difficult. You ease your burden and create room for fresh vitality, love, and divine force to enter your life by letting go of these stones. This release is a noble display of elegance and bravery. It makes room for your own self to show through and lets you pass through the gateway free of burdens. Watch as your soul soars to new heights as you forgive, heal, and detach. The shivering form, a sacred response. Awakening is not a peaceful moment. The weight of the truth will slam down on you, causing your whole body to shudder. This shaking is a spiritual response to the seismic upheaval occurring inside, not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that your whole being is in harmony with divine reality, your physical self reacting to spiritual enlightenment. You are now open, raw, and prepared for reconstruction as the old delusions that formerly held you back are dissolving. The layers of comfort and denial are pierced by truth, which forces you to face what you believe to be true. In addition to being uncomfortable and making you feel vulnerable, this encounter is the ultimate release because only when the false layers fall away can the true self show through, radiant and unencumbered. Your quivering body is a temple being sanctimoniously renovated to create space for a new, indestructible base. The truth is primarily experienced via your physical being, yet many people disregard this physiological reaction in an attempt to force change just intellectually. Tears gushing, hands shaking, and a racing heart are all indications that you are alive in the face of God's unadulterated might. These feelings are your body's method of cleansing and getting ready for a new stage of life, so don't be afraid of them. Get ready to respect your body as a conduit for divine change. Pay attention to its cues, attend to its wants, and realize that this shaking is the physical manifestation of your soul's release. Revealing reality. regaining your authority. You must be profoundly shaken by the truth before it can release you. Your reality, the world you've known, has been a well-crafted delusion. Your whole existence has been weaved with lies, which have dimmed your soul and obscured your vision. But now that the curtain is coming down, the long-hidden realities are being exposed. Unaware of the brightness that lies just beyond the shadows, you have been living in a shadow. This is a spiritual revelation, not a plot or paranoia. The purpose of the falsehoods was to keep you safe until it was time for you to wake up, not to torture you. In order for you to recover your actual identity and strength, the divine is now revealing the falsehoods and drawing back the curtain. Your identity, your values, and your feeling of security will all be called into question by the facts you uncover. It might be frightening to discover this lie, but it also gives you power. You have the ability to make various decisions and build a new world based on divine truth once you recognize the lies. To become who you were always intended to be, you must go through the difficult process of unlearning what you believe to be true. As you go through this realization, keep your hope alive. Your true nature may emerge in all its splendor once the falsehoods are dispelled. Although the path to truth won't be simple, each step you take will bring you one step closer to the authority and freedom God has planned for you. A straight order: you must awaken. This is not a casual suggestion or a kind invitation. God's call to awaken is an unambiguous, forceful, and urgent mandate. Now is the moment to take action. The divine is no longer patiently waiting for you to be ready. You have to get up with complete consciousness and face the change head-on with determination. The chosen, those ready to spread the light, are the only ones granted this holy mission. This instruction has a weight that is incomprehensible to humans. It is a cosmic decree that upends the foundation of your life. Delaying or resisting is denying your fate and running the danger of being spiritually fragmented. Insisting that you abandon your complacency and truly embrace your duty as a fighter of light, God's voice roars through the quiet.